Hey, welcome back to the Anchorage where everything is awesome, and this is Buster Quest. Hey, welcome on back to the Anchorage, and this is another edition of Buster Quest, my series that's dedicated to Ghostbusters. And 2 years ago, it's kind of got started off with Hasbro's HasLab first funding campaign for the Plasma Series Smenglers Proton Pack that was in line with the Ghostbusters film Afterlife. So it's now 2 years later, and I have another thing for a Buster Quest video, but regarding the Proton Pack, not so much the pack, but the Neutrona one, but that will be in its own video. This is about the second funding campaign, and we are going to go over, we're going to take a look at that. So over here, we've got Hasbro Pulse up, and this is the, designed by HasLab, powered by Pulse. So this is Hasbro Pulse. This is the higher end toys and collectibles and things of that sort. And Ghostbusters falls right in line with that. And this is the second fundraising campaign, which is called Two in the Box. I can get that highlighted correctly. Right there, Two in the Box. Now, they call it Two in the Box because it falls in line with the second Ghostbusters film, featuring the, he's not a demigod, but he's a bad guy, Vigo. And Two in the Box goes right along with the second film, with the courtroom scene towards the beginning. And, and they say it's Two in the Box because we have two things this time around, not just one. First time around, it was the Proton Pack. This time around, it's both this guy right here, the PKE meter, and this guy over here, the trap. So, in the first funding campaign, it took about a week for the number of backers to meet the minimum for production, which was, I believe it was 7,000. This one was 10,000. That was the target, and it's been, we're just under the line for 3 days, so we're about 2 hours before the opening bell on Friday, which was the 10/27 event, October 27th. And this was actually, the target was met within 2 days, under 2 days. So as of the time of this came up, this page was brought up, which is probably a little while ago. It was 11,318. And in my previous video from SatterQuest, I put that this campaign may reach somewhere in the vicinity of 30,000. So I hope it gets close to that. If I don't, it's no big deal. I don't care. It's just like, we've met the minimum, and now we're in the, we're looking for the stretch goals, which I'll cover briefly. And this video is actually going to be a little picky of sorts. And I wanted to wait to do it until after the minimum target was met, and which it has been. And just for giggles, let's do a refresh and see how much higher we've gotten. It was at 11,318, and it is now 11,344. Not bad. Okay. All right, so let's talk about what comes with this real quick. All right, we get the PKE meter, and we'll talk about that in a moment. And we can see some pictures of it here. And we get a display stand. We get this taser mode here. That's nice. Looks like we got some not programmable, but we got, different interacting LEDs. Just a couple of examples. And then we have the ghost trap down here. Some nice pictures of the trap down here. In this one here, see smoke here. Don't expect smoke to be coming out with it. That would just be too picky. This is Hasbro is a toy company. I don't think they're going to have smoke coming out of this. Someone will mod it. That's practically guaranteed. And this picture down here, you see a little bit of a glow going in here. That's just an effect for the LED panel that's down here. Don't worry about that. This is a pneumatic line. As far as the real prop goes, in the excuse me, in the story chronology, this is a pneumatic line. And you'll see evidence of that when you see on the pedal, and you'll see on the trap that you'll have hose connectors. But in actuality, this is a wire cable. So, and you can actually see that connector right there, and you can kind of see it right here. So, very good. So let's go back up, and we are going to get into the nitty-picky side of things. So we'll start with the PKE meter. Now, this is not a review or anything, but this is kind of like since we're at the beginning of the quote-unquote development period, which, it has been under development, and they do have prototypes, and that's what we're seeing in these pictures. These are the prototypes. And we saw these at the 1027 event on Friday. We saw the actual of these prototypes. So now they can get into the part where they can actually go into the full development of it. And so we're just going to go down through. I'm not going to go through all this stuff like this. We're going to actually go down to the bullet points here. The Plasma Series PKE meter, scanned from the actual prop. I have no doubt about that. That's what they did with the Proton Pack. And it's a fantastic scan, so I expect no less on that quality here. It's a scan. Innovative real-life EMF detection mode. Okay. This one here, okay, we would, as far as, this is partly just me, but I'm sure that there are a lot of other people that are going to want to know more about this. Details, please. Nothing really drilled down as to power consumption or anything like that. Just some additional bullet points below this bullet point that talks about a little bit about the real life detection mode. Like, real life EMF detection. All right, great. What does that entail? All right. Multi-LED display panel. Okay, so yeah, it's multi-LEDs, as we can see. We've got all of these ones right here. And of course, we've got the green over here. These are multicolored. And so that's good. That's really good. So can't really say anything else about that. Let's see. Motorized line, LED lined wings. Okay, these are the wings. These parts right here. Okay, so here's my nitpick about that. Everybody that makes these, makes the toys and stuff like that. Yes, this is going to be a toy, but this is where the Pulse people may actually expect something more. These wing pieces, they look like they're plastic. And of course, on the prototype, totally understandable if they're plastic. But the Pulse people may actually expect real metal. So let's get real metal on these wings. Okay, entertainment-inspired sound effects. Okay, now this is easy. These are probably the actual sounds of the PKE meter. There's there's less than 5 that I know of from observing from the films and stuff like that. And they're more than likely just samples of the actual files. That's cool. All right, fine. All right, entertainment-inspired sound effects. So that's those. All right, so mode slide switch. Okay, so if we go back up and we look at it, let's see. I can't zoom in. So that's what this appears to be like. So, and it says it's a switch. Okay, so I don't really have much of an opinion about it. I mean, it's probably, it's probably like one of those snap switches. Yeah, the cover slides left and right, and it's probably just a hard switch. Click, click, click. I think that's fine. Some people may want a nice slide, kind of like a potentiometer, where like a potentiometer type toggle, where like a volume knob, where you turn it and there's, kind of like a car radio, car stereo. You turn the volume and it doesn't click or anything. Some do, but that's on the individual things. But in general, it just slides nice and smooth. Some people might actually want that. Me, I would, I'm fine with the click click. That's fine. Ghost detection mode, and we do have another bullet point underneath it. Low ionization, high ionization, and mute settings. Okay, because it says mute here, these all appear to be volume settings. Low volume, higher volume, and mute. I'd say that the way it's described here is just fine, but at the same time, you might want to have to update that to put volume in parentheses. Okay, taser mode. Spengler upgrade with a toggle switch. All right, great. Yeah, okay, so that is going to be this red switch. This is, we don't see this in the original film or the second film, but we see it in Afterlife. This is a safety cover that you flick up, and then you get a little switch underneath it. And then when you flick it, the wings pop up like this, and then you've got the taser here. Let's see. I would put a lower bullet point here that specifies that it is not an actual taser, because who wants an actual arc of electricity between here? I mean, I think that would be cool, but this is a toy. You don't want that. So let's clarify that bullet point with a sub bullet that says not an actual taser, or similar phrasing. And then the display stand. I love the fact that there's a display stand, and that's this one here. Now, here's my nitpick about that. The Neutrona wand display stand. That is very flimsy, bendable plastic. I am not going to demonstrate that because you know exactly what I'm talking about. And, the folks at Hasbro, maybe not so much viewers, but the folks at Hasbro know that the Neutrona wand stand is very flimsy, bendable plastic, and this should not be that. This should be made out of the same plastic as the display stand for the proton pack. Okay, so now on to the ghost trap. Scan from the prop. Great. Ghost trap with removable cartridge. That's good. That's this. A full ghost trap is both these two pieces. This portion here slides into the outer casing, and that's how it is in the films. That's how it should be here. Fantastic. I love that. For folks that have the proton pack, will notice that their little mini puffs came in a little trap-like box, which is based off of this portion. Very good. Working activation pedal. All right, so that is this portion here. Now, this goes back to where I was talking about, where this is a pneumatic line from the pedal to the trap. This one will not be. This will be an electronic thing. But there should be enough resistance to make it look like or feel like you're actually stepping on a pneumatic pedal. And that is, that's my, or a purist opinion or standpoint on that. And we can also see right here, here are those pneumatic connectors right here. One goes on the trap and one goes on the pedal. And we can tell that it's a pneumatic because, when you take a pneumatic hose, you push it onto a connector, you shove it on there, and, it's got these little grips. This one, however, is not going to be that. These will just be for show. This will be an electronic line. Okay, so yeah, so that was that part of it. And so Coming back down here. Ooh, where were we at? Let's see. Working high-powered internal LEDs. Now the internal LEDs, that's telling me that's the inside part of the trap. That is this here. It is a panel of LEDs. And yeah, they should be bright. Working multicolored LEDs. Okay, so that tells me, let's say, like, this guy here, up along the edge of the end of the trap, right in that area. That guy. I think there's one or two on the pedal. Awesome. Ooh, let's see. Entertainment inspired sound effects, same as on the PKE meter. All right, great. Samples. Awesome. Functioning trap doors and rumble motor. Okay. And I remember there being a comment that, this, you can turn the rumble motor on and off. That's a good, very, thank you. Now the functioning doors, great, awesome. Now here is a little bit of a nitpick about that. I noticed that the one in the animation, I don't recall the one from the event, but it seems like, these are motorized and they slowly open and slowly shut. I, I can go along with it, but at the same time, if you look at the films and you look at how the doors, how fast they open and shut in the film, you want to duplicate that as exact as possible. If not, I would use a solenoid and not a servo. A servo is a motor that, gradually opens things up or closes things. It actuates in a motion by a motor. However, a solenoid is basically an electromagnet. Basically, when there's a charge, bang. When the charge disappears, bang. Perfect example, a pinball machine flipper is operated with solenoids. Now, I know this because I've worked in the arcades industry, and I've cleaned both the inside and outside of pinball machines, and I know what these solenoids are. You got the same thing for your car, for the starter, stuff like that. And with a solenoid, these doors would open, bang, bang, open, bang, shut, bang, and that is what I suggest you use, meaning Hasbro. Uh, and a purist may want solenoids as well. Something, and if you look in, perfect example, look in Afterlife when they open up the traps at the end of the film for the climax of the film, when they open all up, the trap gozer and the demon dogs or whatever. They all bang, 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 all in, of course, they do it all in sequence for, for dramatic effect. They didn't have to. They just opened them all up, bang, but in either sense, they all opened up by a snap. They just snapped open. And a purist would want that. And myself acting as a purist, I'd say, yes, I want it just to snap open. As a collector and stuff like that, yeah, I'd say do a solenoid. Going with what's acceptable, a very fast-paced motor that, opens it up very fast. Just to use sounds as an example, like that, in that amount of time of a bzz. So there you go. There's that. Premium metal finishes. Okay. Yeah. So if you look at this side of the trap here, you got that. These are metal parts, anyways. So that's awesome. Metal finishes. The wear. The weathering. Here's my critique on that. Don't just dry brush and slap it on. Dry brush, slap it on, and take it back. Prime example. Oh, Great. His name is escaping me. Adam Savage. That's his name. That's how we described it. You put it on, and then you take it back. And how that is done is you take your brush, you slap it on, and then you take a cloth, and you just lightly brush it off. Leaving a main part of it. So, but leave enough that it's still showing weathering. Don't just slap it on and say it's weathered. That's not enough. Take it back. All right. 9-foot pedal to trap connection cable. Now the word cable is, that's this. And, having the word cable in there, that is, that goes to what I was talking about, where it's originally supposed to be a pneumatic piece, but this is electronic. That's fine. Just be aware that it's an electrical cable versus a pneumatic hose. Docking station display stand. That is very good. Do we have a picture of it here? I don't see a picture of it there. But if we scroll back up, you can see it right here. So that's good. And have that be the same plastic as the proton pack stand. Not that flimsy plastic crap. Thank you. Okay. Let's see. Going back down. Functioning die-cast metal switches for remote deployment. Okay, very good. I like that. And the thought just hit me about the pedal. This here. Just don't have it be a plastic, this outer piece is translucent plastic. Yeah, that should be. But the inside, let it be all metal parts inside to make it look like it's authentic. Let's not do plastic in there. Because, Ghostbusters to Ghostbusters 2 to aesthetic conversion. Okay, I'm thinking that is this portion here. These two little rails. If I scroll back up to the top, we can see them. You got the red here, and you got these silver ones right here. That's what I'm thinking about that. So that tells me this is Ghostbusters 1, and these are Ghostbusters 2. And I think, based on what I saw from the 1027 video, these also select Ghostbusters 1 audio versus Ghostbusters 2 audio. That's fine. I don't know much about that. I'll go along with it. That's fine. Not to worry about. And Ghostbusters, Ghostbusters 2, and Afterlife modes. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I mean, I don't know exactly what those are. I think the Afterlife modes are closer to the first film because I know that Jason Reitman, the director, pretty much didn't acknowledge much about Ghostbusters 2 outside of the toaster. Maybe something else. But basically, as far as the story goes, it never happened. And that makes sense because the car, Ecto 1, in Afterlife is the original Ghostbusters car, which makes more sense because the Ghostbusters 2 one, I've got so many complaints about that film. They tried to make it funny and it shows. And it's too bubbly, it's too cartoony, and too silly, meaning too childish. Ghostbusters and Afterlife are, Afterlife you had Muncher, but you have to call back to the original one in some way, shape, or form. And that's so I'm going with that. That's fine. But Ghostbusters 2, let's not have anything much about Ghostbusters 2 in there, please. Thank you. Okay. Excuse me. So now we are beyond the initial backer requirement of 10,000. That's why I'm doing this video now. So if I refresh it here, we're at 11,368. Awesome. Now we're into the stretch goal realm. So 10,000 backers to fund the campaign. 12,000 to get the supernatural startup unlock, which is this section right here. Get these little ESP cards. Granted, these ones are from Ray's Occult Books. That's inaccurate, but whatever. If can't just have the plain bicycle looking back. That's the bicycle brand back. So, that's fine. Okay, we'll go with that. Get this Camp Wakanda. Now, Camp Wakanda is referred to in the first film by Ray. Got the books. They Stay Puft Marshmallows. I like that. I'm hoping these are all stickers because that's cool. I would definitely want that as a sticker. And I can't read that one, but whatever. At 15,000 backers, we get the highly secure receptacle unlock. That's what they're calling it, but what is it? It's the holster for the trap. Awesome. We should have that anyways. And I like the fact that this can actually fit on my Battlestar Galactica utility belt. Because the holes for the belt they appear like they're going to be long enough. And I like that. So that's important to get. So that's at 15,000 backers. And once we've got 18,000 backers, we get what they're calling the psychokinetic energy detection unlock, which is a holster for the PKE meter. I love the fact that it's a holster for the PKE meter. This should be actual leather, not vinyl, not leather. Well, if it's pleather, let it be really thick pleather, not flimsy something. Have it be more realistic. If you're gonna go with pleather, have it be really, really thick, and we're talking like a good 3 millimeters thick. So, ideally, actual leather would be more than fantastic. You're Hasbro, you can afford it. Not to be mean, but yeah, there we go. So I love the fact that's there. This is cute, not necessary, but cute. It looks like it's actually embroidered, which is even better. And of course, we get one here for HasLab for the trap holster. It looks like it's embroidered. That would be very nice. Again, not necessary, but a nice add-on. I like that. And then, of course, with that first unlock, an actual no-ghost patch appears to be embroidered. Fantastic. Not necessary, but a nice add-on. Very nice. So, all right. So I'll put it there to make it look really neat for a minute. And all right. So we actually have. If I can shut this off. Back to that, and there we are. Okay, so we are actually back. So we've met the 10,000. So it is now funded. It can move on to the next stage of development and stuff like that. Oh, I actually just remembered I need to pull that back up. So we'll pull that back up quick. I need to go back up to the PKE meter. So in the PKE meter, regarding the wings, the 1027 event from Friday, of course, it shows all the lights lighting up on the wings here, but they're all in sequence. If you follow my mouse here, boom, 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 off, on, stop, like that. Okay, as a toy, that would be fine for a toy. We're just by doing this campaign, which means you're shooting for somewhat of a prop replica. Basically something that's still a toy, but it's more than just a toy. I mean, would you put an actual EMF detection mode on there otherwise? Anyways, on the actual physical prop, these don't go in sequence. Whether it be from here down or from down up. They are random. Boing, 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 boing. Top, bottom, middle, bottom, top. But whatever random illumination is going on. So It's a little bit of a nitpick, but at the same time, it's a little bit of a purist. But at the same time, we know that this is easy to do. We're going to want this to mimic the actual prop and be random, not in line. Don't have it just go down, 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 stop. Down, 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 stop. We want it to be random. So bang, top, bottom, middle, middle, top, top, down, down, middle, middle, bottom, middle, middle, bottom, middle, top, top, middle, middle, top, bottom. Like that, not just going down like that. Randomize it. That is just a little bit of code. And, since I'm a Linux geek and stuff like that, and I know code to kind of sort of, you can code this within an hour. It's very simple. And to someone who really knows the code very well and can manipulate it very easily, you can do it within 30 minutes. So, and all it is just sitting there and coding it appropriately and then migrating the code to the chip, or imaging the chip, or, flashing the chip or whatever. It can be done. It's very easy. So there we go. All right. So that takes care of that. So I can come back on here, and there we are. So we've met the minimum. We're going off into the stretch goals, and we've got a month and about a week and a half till the end of the backer period, December 11th, and we're above 11,000 now, and so it gives plenty of time to get all the backers to meet all those stretch goals. Will that happen? I think it will. And look at the Proton Pack campaign. It took a week to meet the minimum, and it ran for a month, and they blew it out of the water as far as the total backers to 19,063. If that's not exact, go back to that campaign. You can look. The page is still up. It's easy to find. Relatively easy to find. It may take a few clicks, but you can get there. I have it bookmarked, so I can just click once and there I am. But that's me. Do I think we're gonna meet the backer total? Yeah. With a month left, stuff like that, I think we will blow this one out of the water. Well, I think we get to 19,000. Yeah, we definitely will. Will we get beyond that? Yeah, we definitely will. How much higher? My guess, based on my previous video from Saturday, is 30,000. If we meet 30,000, awesome. That is fantastic. The more, the merrier. My banking on 30,000? No, I'm not banking on 30,000. But I think we might just actually meet that. Based on the performance of the last campaign for the Proton Pack, and how quickly this one got funded in under 2 days by a couple hours. So there we go. And we're on the third day, just shy of an hour or so from the beginning of the campaign. Make it 3 days, and we're already over 11,000. So let's make it happen, people. Let's just do it. So that is this edition of Buster Quest, and I will have more editions of Buster Quest between now and the end of till the release. And I'm going to be watching for Adam Savage. I know that he's probably going to have a guest that comes on, and he talks about it, and he gets all, wow, oh, awesome, because you have to do that. You have to go with the marketing. You have the marketing, and you have to be so super, over dramatic, stuff like that. Pam, sorry, Pam. Sorry, but you were so overly dramatic during your unboxing of the Proton Pack. But that's marketing. Fly with it. And it's HasLab. Gotta make it, but there you go. So, excuse me. And there we go. So thank you very much. And keep an eye on the future. So we'll talk to you later, Skál. And we'll see you then. Thanks. Bye.